After 8 races of our season, here's what the points look like. Joe Dirt, big win at Trenton, has propelled him up to second place in the point standings. You see Walker, Texas Rangers, 259 points. At this point in the season, in our season 1, Steve Jobs was the points leader, and had 242. So I don't know what that means. Oscar the Grouch and Randy Savage up there. Edward Scissorhands, the mainstay in the top 10. Take a look at Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein in sixth place right now in the points. His previous 4 races. Second place finish at Auto Club. P12 finish at Phoenix. P7 at Pikes. P11 at Trenton. That's almost a 4-race top 10 streak. And oh, look, Mark Martin there in 9th. Mark Martin finally making an appearance in the top 10, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here at Bristol. Looking over on the right, Bob Vila's dropped out of the top 10. And I don't know, there's a lot going on, because guess what? Let's not look into these points too much, because we're going to Bristol in about 50 and some odd minutes. Things are going to change.
Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
There's no time for pomp and circumstance. We are already getting ready to go here. Hang on. 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
3 minutes and 30 seconds. Counting down.
Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him.
Let's rock and roll.
Hey, your car.
You know the drill. Willy Wonka on the chocolate yoo-hoo pole. We're going. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video. Could definitely spend time putting together a nice little intro, but
Inside.
I'm just worried about survival here. 200 laps.
Inside. Still there. Inside.
No random caution and moderate damage.
Outside.
And I did
Still
run.
outside. Still outside.
I did run like a practice race around here, and there were a ton of wrecks. I ran about 50 laps, and I was getting cautions every,
Still outside.
cautions breeding cautions, and it was like, okay. And then I started up another Bristol, and I kept getting more and more
Still
cautions.
outside.
So what I did was I changed the drafting distance in the INI file, which means the distance
Still outside.
the AI will tell themselves, hey, I can follow this truck this close. Like I could change it to,
Still there.
I could change to a number where they're basically
All
just,
clear.
they're just riding each other's bumpers all race long.
Outside.
And you don't want that.
Still
And there's a happy
outside.
medium, but for some reason with this mod, it didn't like the drafting distance I was using for
Still outside.
some of the other mods. So we may not get
Still outside.
excellent racing and passing here, but no Bristol's perfect. No Bristol that's ever been put out on a NASCAR game. Oh man, okay. We talked about this. Okay, and that's my girl too. It's Marie Antoinette. We talked about this. If there is a smoker that leaves the track before the Bee Gees timer goes off, we ride. It's game on. Or it's play on, you know.
Clear high.
So
Outside.
that could cost me $10 right there.
Outside.
Because of course, if you aren't familiar with our season we're running, all of these names, all of these owner names are YouTube commenters, and the top YouTube commenter finisher gets $100. But me, I have in total me and then 6 other AC Racing team drivers in the field. And for every AC Racing driver that finishes above the top YouTube commenter, $10 gets knocked off. $10 gets knocked off that $100. So Ron Guay and the Joe Dirt Machine could win the YouTube points battle, but finish third in the points behind me and another AC Racing truck. He'll only get $80. And Marie Antoinette right there,
All clear.
whose engine blew up. She's an AC Racing driver.
You gotta just change yourself here a little bit. A lot of these guys are coming back to it.
Tell you what, I've gained 20 spots here in 12 laps. There we go. I gotta wait for the straightaway. Oh man, I did that without looking. That was just a blind stab at my phone. Let's not get too excited. But I've gained all these spots quick, because anything can happen. Moderate damage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video if I didn't introduce myself. People always like watching a Bristol. Already settling in here. Very nice. So, I may have overcompensated somewhat with the drafting distance, but I just needed to get the wrecks out of here. I was going to go full damage, but didn't. Simple as that. You know, no real reason. I just didn't want, you know, just some crap to affect the season, you know. If I remember, these Bristol videos, the editing and whatnot, it's gonna be different than what we've already gotten used to this season with the field snapshots. I still plan on doing those, but I think you and I will be experiencing the wrecks in real time. I won't be going back and trying to sync any accidents that happen away from me. I don't know how much of the pit road activity I can show.
Those are good laps, buddy. Straight, smooth.
I could definitely put a static camera on one of the ends of the track and show both pit roads. I don't know if you'll be able to pick out your trucks. It was nice settling into Bristol here after all the MIP work. We'll have to put it on display at the night race. There will be some pomp and circumstance there because we'll be counting the races down when we get there. We'll be back here when there's like 6 races left in the season, something like that. Marie Antoinette, a piston issue. Done. Most likely attempting to throw up the first snapshot right now. I'm not going to show intervals because it's too chaotic. I'll to show the intervals, short of going through them one by one and typing them out. The replay analyzer wants all trucks to be on the same lap, and I would have to time it perfectly for your mom to cross the start-finish line, and then looks like that's Willy Wonka still be on this side of the start-finish line. So they'd all be on the same lap to get the consistent intervals, but I will put if you're a lap down or not. That's my plan. And your mom's fighting off Willy Wonka right now. And I bet the movers and shakers are probably interesting. I'm guessing I'm up there because I was able to sneak on that inside line and cruise up the field. There's probably some weird big numbers there, and that's Bristol, baby. I should have mentioned during the starting grid. I'm not sure what place Nathan Jessup started. You can always go back and check it out. But every truck from Nathan Jessup on backward in the 51 Code Red truck, all trucks from him backward are pitting on the backstretch here. This is a split pit road version of Bristol. And under green flag conditions, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. But under yellow, if you've gained a lot of positions, like I've gained a ton of positions right now. If we would all pit under yellow right now, I would most likely lose some of those spots to some front stretch pitters. Maybe. It depends on how quick the pace truck grabs the field, you know. I don't know. But just a heads up, if you're like, whoa, why'd my guy lose all these spots? That's why. And I'll be pitting on the backstretch, starting near the back. So. But yeah, knock on wood. I mentioned I haven't had any real issues this season. I think I've really I just know there's money on the line. Gives a little bit of a different incentive. $10, basically, for me. I can't control what my teammates do, and they aren't doing too hot this season because they just aren't. And the top 4 drivers starting this race were AC Racing trucks. Cardi B was one of them. She's right in front of us. And speaking of Cardi B, I should have told Ron Guay that I put a red spoiler on Joe Dirt's truck because 2 races in a row I confused Cardi B and Joe Dirt. So I wanted to add a little flare to one of the trucks, and just adding the red to Joe Dirt's spoiler made sense to me. And it actually looks pretty good. Alright, we're about 9 laps from pit stops. My pit road is after the start-finish line. And we'll actually be pitting near Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so he definitely moved up the field with us. He has something I didn't mention during the points. He has 2 straight second place finishes for Chad Crow. And Joe Dirt will be pitting near us as well. You probably can catch a peek of my pit stall right here on that backstretch. So yeah, they're AI's behaving, but you know, almost to a fault, where we're really falling in line. There's really not a lot of passing because the trucks don't have enough time on the stretches to catch up to that next car, get past that drafting distance number, and then attempt to pass. So it's just it is what it is. I'll take this over just nonstop wrecks, you know. Maybe shrink that number a little bit for the night race. Let's be careful when we do pit here because there might be wrecks with trucks dipping and diving on and off of both pit roads. As I said, there's no perfect Bristol. And to give you an idea, Willy Wonka's having trouble passing your mom. I think what really, it's just every truck's so evenly matched. Like, there's just no slow trucks. Willy Wonka still hasn't passed your mom, even though he's supposed to be lapping her, you know? But I've run a few Bristol races in my day on NR2003. Everything seems fine right now, and then something's gonna go wild. We got some pit stops here. Those were some moves. Yep, they do a hard left turn going into the pits, so we got to be careful. I'm going in right now. I was gonna wait for Kareem, but I'm going in right now. And the whole reason I use these two pit roads at Bristol is because the default Bristol that comes with the game is one long curving pit road, but the AI, especially the lead trucks, cars, for whatever reason, they have a huge issue with getting out of their stalls. Because I think they get spooked thinking that there's all the cars on the track are actually on pit road or something. But a viewer reached out to me and said, hey, I have a fix if you want it.
Don't wreck anybody.
And it does the job. I mean, it's not, you know, we have the split pit roads and everything, but it fixes the issue of leaders getting stuck on pit road. Damn it. So, but Bristol's Bristol. And I'm guessing during that chaos I did have some kind of pit, some kind of camera going. So if I hopefully was able to zoom in on that wreck. Joe Dirt sliding into his pit right there. I don't know who was involved in this wreck yet. And we'll just go check. I mean, this is what we're doing this race. Okay, review replay. Let's go check this out. The secret when finding a caution is go to the pace truck. Find when he turns his lights on. There's a wreck hat. Oh, there we go. Yep. That's what I figured. Oh, okay, let's see. We had Darth Vader, Nathan Jessup's my truck, Darth Vader, and then Joe Dirt. I'm being diligent with this because there's everyone that owns a truck. I want you to see what's going on here. So Joe Dirt took a pretty hard hit. This is moderate damage though. We'll see if that affects him. But then I think Pete Rose gave him a whack too. So that might be... Joe Dirt might be in a little bit of trouble. So, coming in, second place in the points. I don't know. Getting ready for the restart. We had some trucks pit. Nathan Jessup, Bob Vila, Joe Dirt, and Darth Vader on the inside there. Everyone else on the lead lap. I can't keep track of when everyone's pitting. I mean, there'll be a lot of pit stops this race, and they'll just dive in randomly under caution. Just, if your truck lost some spots under caution, that's why. I'm P10. I feel like leading a lap is what I feel like doing. I haven't led a lap in a while.
Outside.
I'm going to get under Pete Rose here.
Still outside. Still outside. Still there. Those are good laps, buddy. Straight and smooth. Just be nice and patient. Still outside.
Oh, this is nice. This is a nice Sunday drive.
All clear. Outside. All clear. Outside. Still there. Still outside. Clear high. Nice. Smooth on
Oh
the
yeah,
exit
we're going
button.
with John Wilkes.
Slide your tire. Outside.
JWB
Still
as they
outside.
call him.
Still outside. Clear high. Great job,
I'm
buddy.
P3. Wow.
Great job.
JWB for position, and then Godzilla for the lead. Wow. I ain't counting my chickens yet, though. Yeah, Joe Dirt, you can tell he's struggling there, Ron. That
Be on your toes with the flappers.
that spoiler looks good.
Outside. Still there. All clear.
Let's just hope Joe Dirt doesn't cause any wrecks. Well, yeah, Joe Dirt's the only truck right now a lap down. Everyone else is on the lead lap. We have some stragglers here being chased by the leaders, including myself. I'm one of the leaders now. But yeah, no intervals this race. But visually, you can see if you're where your truck's at, if they're going to get lapped or not. And I'll try to be mindful when we do start closing in on the back of the field. I'll be mindful to put up the standings on the racing deal here. All these YouTube seasons I've run, I've never won a championship. It'll just be so funny that just something $10, me saving $10, just would lead to me dominating the field. It would just be funny. At the same time, I think I've been having some good luck. The Hogan Ferguson wreck happened right in front of us. Daenerys Targaryen and Pete Rose and Joe Dirt, that wreck happened right in front of me. Trying to remember any. I can't right now. But and then no mechanical failures. I think I had, yeah. It's been. I can't remember. Never mind. But I'm just having some good luck here. We are starting to close in on the back of the pack. Oh man, Walker Texas Ranger is back there.
Oh, okay.
This is going to really junk up the point standings. I'm gonna there's the standings. I'm gonna flip them every stretch, every straightaway here.
You're doing a good job, buddy. Let's be easy on the throttle. Try to save your tires as best you can.
The keyboard script I was trying to make get work, it would do exactly that on its own every 6 minutes or something. Oh, that would be nice. The first victims going a lap down are going to be Smokey the Bear, Darth Vader, Dwight Schrute, Bob Vila, Colonel Jessup, who seems like he's pretty much my only chance to save an extra $10. I got John Wilkes Booth here. I'm not.
Still outside.
I feel good about that.
Be on your toes to be flapper. Still outside. That's my man right there. Go get him, baby. Doing great, bud.
Tell you what.
You're doing great.
I'm not counting my chickens, but looking ahead, the next race is Portland road course, and I could start 40th there and maybe pick my way up through the field. And I could get another good finish from the back of the pack. Oh man, I'd be in the points lead, most likely. But this round of pit stops coming up in about 13 laps. I could go 2 laps down or something. Who knows? If a caution falls when I'm on pit road, I don't know. But yeah, that drafting distance was the issue. I think this mod just wouldn't play ball with the drafting distance I've used. And as I said, I think I overcompensated a little bit. So we can probably make that number a little bit smaller for the night race. But I do see some side-by-side racing going on. This is, at the same time, this is Bristol, and again, all the trucks are so equally matched. But I'm having fun. Especially because I've gained 38 spots. Or whatever it is. I'm not going to feel too bad about that. You know, going from worst to first in a race. Because Oscar the Grouch did it. Why is he allowed to do it and I'm not? He did it at Las Vegas after winning at Atlanta. Spoiler alert. And that's something too. When I put together the thumbnails for these, I can never show a wreck. The only wreck I've shown so far was Pete Rose, because that's my truck, who cares? But any other wrecks that happen, I can't show it, because it's, you know, I'm not going to show Turd Ferg getting put into the wall by Hulk Hogan in the thumbnail. Just because, you know, Bryce is Turd Ferg's truck owner. He'll be like, oh, well, okay, wait a minute. Bob Vila and Dwight Schrute. Bob Vila's going to be coming up the track. Hang on to her, babe.
Inside. Still there, inside.
Oh, man. My life flashed before my eyes right there. But we're fine. So yeah, I'm just using really generic thumbnails. And also just using the race names, because it can't be like, I can't be like, Bob Vila goes into the wall in something as the title of the video. You can't do that. Should have pit stops coming up very soon. Yeah, I saw the Duff blimp up there. The Duff, the Homer Simpson Duff thing I'm putting on there now for the blimp graphic or whatever. It's like 2 green screens being rendered at once, and it's too much. It took my, yeah, it took a while for my computer to render it. So I may not use it again, or if I do, I know the way around that somewhat. But yeah, finding a green screen video of him disappearing into the bushes, that's funny. Because I searched YouTube for Duff Homer green screen or something, and that came up. I'm like, oh my god, gotta use it. 3 wide. Let's not add. There we go. Good. Hey. Good for me anyway. I was pitting this next time though. All right, now Godzilla, is Godzilla going into pit here? Yeah, because he started in the top half of the field, or ahead of Colonel Jessup. I didn't. I gotta go wait and pit and go the speed limit right here. Now, starting at the end of that pit wall right there, I'm still only going, shut up, man, jeez Louise. I'm still only going like 35, but as soon as Godzilla leaves pit road, he can just zoom. And he'll be able to pass me. And a lot of those trucks on that pit road will be able to as well. So all things equal, we should come out in second behind, or we should at least come. You see all these trucks passing us? I don't know who's a lap down or what, but
Go.
I already saw John Wilkes Booth take off. He's way ahead of us now. When we were ahead of him, when pit stops began. Let's move. This
when you can. Don't wreck anybody.
spotter just doesn't stop talking. That Jimmie Johnson spotter. But that's not their fault. You see Godzilla and John Wilkes Booth up there. That's how many spots they've got ahead of me. Like 5 or 6 spots that I lost on pit road. And that's why in the, the Rattle His Cage, Earnhardt, Terry Labonte thing, that's why that happened. Because Dale Earnhardt was pitting on the backstretch that race, and that caution late in the race, if he had pitted for tires like Terry Labonte did, Dale Earnhardt would have lost all those spots, and he couldn't risk doing that. Because I think he was leading the race, and if he had pitted, everyone else may have pitted too, and it would have been a mess because he would not have been able to recover when everything was all equal. But Terry Labonte, I think he had wrecked prior to that or something, and he was like, I'm going in for tires. And then as soon as the green flag dropped, his stickers were just dominant, and he was able to pass Earnhardt with ease, and Earnhardt shouldn't have spun him out. What a jerk. All right, here we go.
It's a beat that bad boy. Let's go rock and roll, 10-4. Line up behind the 20 car. Stay up high.
See if I can give you a good idea on who's a lap down or what here. Not really. Godzilla is in the lead. We're right here. I'm P8. All the trucks ahead of Godzilla on this top line are tailing the lead lap. And on the inside, Smokey the Bear, Dwight Schrute, Darth Vader, Joe Dirt, Oscar the Grouch, Randy Savage 1 lap down, and Nathan Jessup 3 laps down for some reason, so not good. Oh, probably from that wreck from earlier, maybe. All right, cautions. Do not breed cautions, please. Joe Dirt on the inside here. He is a verified slow truck, so maybe causing trouble. Ooh, I got through there nice and sexy like. Oh. And we gotta check out that wreck, and we gotta check out the earlier one that I totally forgot to look at. Let's go find that first wreck. The wreck that happened during pit stops. Macho Man was involved. And Joe Dirt. So that's another merging up onto the track off Pit Road deal. Okay. That's the only thing going on there. And then this last one happened right in front of us. It was I know John Denver was involved. And it was probably Joe Dirt related. Joe Dirt adjacent, but it wasn't at all. That was Bigfoot and somebody. And Godzilla. Teammates! Oh, man. Dumb Man Low. Teammates get into it. Just, the Joe Dirt thing was spooking everybody. Joe Dirt was slowing up this whole pack. And I do still like that Godzilla paint job. Looks sharp. Just the blue looks good. And that's Julius Caesar's my truck. And we'll see if anyone hit Bigfoot. Doesn't look like it, but let's see if anybody hit John Denver. I'm going to say nobody did. Yeah. Take a look at Mark Martin sneaking through there. Oh, man. Nice swerve by Kareem there, too. Let's see what Kareem saw. You lucky dog. All right, we're gonna be getting a green with 86 to go. I'm P5, John Wilkes Booth, Hank Hill, Pablo Escobar, Godzilla up here, Julius Caesar, Pete Rose, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, your mom, and Albert Einstein, top 10. But I gotta survive this. This is where a race can fall apart. Restarting on the top line where you haven't been on the top line all race. You gotta learn the line pretty quick. Got Bigfoot right on me here. Oh, yep, see what I mean? But I survived it. I thought I was gonna have more room there. But we're good. What I want to do, John Wilkes Booth is in the lead. What I want to do is get up there and get the lead from that son of a bitch. Oh man, Phil Siborowski has two of his trucks here running top 5.
Still outside. Great job doing awesome, buddy. Just set him up right here. Now you'll get him. Nice and easy. Just keep doing what you've been doing. All clear.
Something tells me that's like John Wilkes Booth, unless he led at Daytona. I think that's like the first laps he's led this season.
Still outside.
I think he got a bonus point or two for fastest lap, but... Alright, Godzilla. Shouldn't get Jack.
Keep digging. Outside. All clear.
But this isn't even for the lead. I think somebody scooted ahead of John Wilkes Booth. No, I guess not.
Outside. Still outside. Still there. Keep digging. Keep digging. Still there. Nice. Smooth. Go get him, man. Clear high.
Oh, P2, baby. It's only a matter of time, Godzilla. Maybe. I might have to wait for us to catch this next little group of trucks. Gotcha, brother. We got 77 laps to go. And Daenerys Targaryen, Newman from Seinfeld, Doc Holliday, and Bob Vila are the next trucks, possibly going a lap down. Nathan Jessup up here, but he's multiple laps down. Or no, he's 1 lap down. Never mind. He could be 2 laps down. He's not on the lead lap. I should have said that. Yeah, definitely. I've mentioned it a few times. I overcompensated with the drafting distance. But we'll find a happy medium for that all-important night race later in the season. It's probably just one more round of pit stops, I think. I'm giving Godzilla everything I got right now. You see the red color, like underbody? I got him here. That's when I was first learning the templates to paint the trucks. And I made it bright red to see what it was, and then I never changed it back. It was almost like a memento of me first learning the template, really. As I pass Godzilla and go into first place. My first laps led since Daytona. Threw up a snapshot recently. Didn't really look at the standings when that happened. Trying to give the standings a peek. Hurt Ferguson in P4. Billy Ocean, P8. Freaking Walker Texas Ranger, P10. Always. It just seems like he's always showing up there. Hank Hill on this restart dropped back to 14th. Might have been on old tires or something. I don't know. Gritty, I'm trying to find Albert Einstein. We were talking about him in the pre-race. He's P28 right now. And where is Joe Dirt? Second in the points. I can't find him. P28. Okay, so Einstein's P27 now. Yeah, winning at Bristol is a lot about survival. I mean, we survived the John Denver thing. There's something else that happened near us too. Bob Vila and Dwight Schrute getting into it. It's not so much it will hurt your truck, but you get spun out. You got like 7 seconds to get the truck to right the ship because the leaders are coming and they'll lap you, and that's ball game. Now, wait a minute, is this Bigfoot back here? Yeah, how the hell? Didn't Bigfoot almost give me the business coming off of a restart somewhere recently? He's all the way back here now? It all blurs. It's all a blur. All right, I'm leading, but anything can happen. We got trucks battling up here. Joe Dirt's up here, could cause a problem. Let's just be cool. .56 to go. We should maybe start seeing pit stops. Because I think both rounds of pit stops have happened after the 50 lap marks. Like past 50 and past 100. So I think we should be good. Okay, now this is where it gets dicey. Godzilla's gonna be right on me. I gotta run these. I don't have to run the line perfect. I just have to stay down to where he can't get below me and hook me.
Still outside. All clear.
At the very least, let's get around Joe Dirt.
Be on your toes with his flapper.
Somehow he's survived. He's on the lead lap. Not anymore.
Still outside.
But
Clear high.
he somehow survived on the lead lap this whole time. It's pretty incredible, right?
Be on your toes with his
Yeah.
flapper.
All right, pit stops are possibly starting. Quick look at the standings here in the bottom right. But if pit stops begin, I'm gonna cut away from those. Oh, perfect timing, pretty much. Daenerys going into pit. I gotta pick somebody. Bob Vila. When Bob Vila goes in, we go in. Is he okay? I don't. Next time, I don't have time. I do not have enough lead time to pit there. But we're in now. That will not be a penalty. At least it shouldn't be. I don't know. Dale's looking suspicious.
Go, 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 go.
Pit road speed 3,500 seconds.
All right,
Watch your
we're
speed,
one of the
watch
first
your
pitters.
3,500 seconds.
And I hope it doesn't come back to bite us.
Big buddy. Pit
No
road
penalty,
speed
we're good.
4,000 seconds.
Tell you what's nice is having open
Meters on pit road, buddy.
Merge when you can. Don't wreck anybody.
free range here to roam.
Big Rick on the back stretch.
Ah, shit. No caution, though. That's Mr. Miyagi and Pete Rose.
Yourself here a little bit.
Mr. Miyagi, what are you doing, brother? Oh, that's just a huge brake check to get on the pit road. Okay. We actually spun out Indiana Jones in season 1 on that same kind of deal. There's Albert Einstein. Possibly battling him for position later. I don't know. Did they just take on fuel, too? You got to think about that. Although I'm P7 right now, so probably not.
Your toes with his flapper. Nice.
Now I'm P2.
Go get him, man.
And I'm going to be in the lead because P1 right now is Willy Wonka, and I don't even see him on the track. He probably just was on pit road.
Be on your toes to be a flapper. Great job, buddy.
Okay, up here, up top, up top, up top. Careful, careful.
You're doing good. Caution down, caution down. Caution down. Keep digging, come on.
I had to talk myself through that one.
There's some men in the pit. Big ring in turn 2. Watch your
That sounds like it's going to be a big problem for people. Edward Scissorhands doing something wild.
Caution is out. Roll out the throttle. Great job. Doing awesome, buddy. Pace car has the field. Big, deep breath, buddy. Great job. Get yourself a little drinking Gatorade there, bud. Line up behind the pace car.
All right, all you clowns can go around.
One in the fence in the pit.
And I'm going to get with the pace truck here. All right, there's some black smoke there. Somebody DNF for sure.
Pit road will be open this time.
Pit stops are coming up, but everybody just pitted. Edward Scissorhands DNF'd. Newman DNF'd, or had he DNF'd already? We're about to see. Bigfoot going into pit. I don't know. We'll see how everything shakes out here. But let's take a look at this situation. Where is Edward Scissorhands? Oh, he is mid-wreck right now. Is that a merging? Yeah, see, that's another merging thing. That's the third merging wreck. That's just a racing deal. You know? So that happened. And then we can actually use slow-mo that I use for the snapshots. So Darth Vader gives him a hard whack. I don't think he's done, though. Bigfoot hits Darth Vader. But there's got to be more carnage coming. Maybe not. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. No, that's the only carnage, really. Okay, that's not fun. Rod Woodson and Fleetwood Mac having a little dust up. And Darth Vader, yeah. That was a hard enough hit, I guess. From Bigfoot. Or no, he was smoking before Bigfoot. Yeah, you can see the smoke billowing right there. Yeah, that was a hard enough shot. And how about Newman? When did we lose Newman is the question of the day. Lap 151. Okay. All right, he leaves pit road. Oh, him and Albert get into it. Albert Einstein was coming down. He was coming up. So definitely some pit road merging issues going on. And then we got to see the in-car camera of this. Let's go cockpit. The wall actually went into the truck. That'll end your day. And Albert Einstein sneaks away. So that's how Newman's day ended. All right, getting the green flag with 36 laps to go coming up. Coming up on the inside, I'm in the lead. But Albert Einstein, Willy Wonka, Pete Rose, Doc Holliday, Randy Savage, Bob Vila, Joe Dirt are all one lap down coming on the inside.
Coming to the green, buddy.
Everyone else on the lead lap behind me, so it's gonna be nuts. Conan O'Brien and Billy Ocean right behind me.
Be ready. Green, green, green. Be on your toes and be a flapper.
I'd love to just cruise up behind Albert Einstein and get out of here. Oh shit. I don't know if I'll get a bonus point for leading the most laps here or not. He says 2 laps before he gets spun out by Conan O'Brien or something. Turd Ferguson, P5. Walker, Texas Ranger, P6. Get out of here. And then Edward Scissorhands has a DNF. Joe Dirt's getting a bad finish. Where's O Grouch? I don't see him yet. Oscar the Grouch is P37? Oh, I never even acknowledged that that happened. I was just randomly saying his name when I was calling out the multiple lap down trucks. But yeah. Hopefully I actually showed what caused that. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm thinking of the other points leaders up there now. I was 40 points behind Walker Texas Ranger before this, and I mean I'm only gaining, if he stays up here, I'm only gaining not too many spots, not too many points on him. And we're both starting in the back next race. He's popped up to 4th. What a worm. Godzilla dropped back to 9th. "26 laps to go." Gritty's popped up into 2nd place. Smokey the Bear up there as well. I think pit stops are pretty much done. Dorothy in 7th. Going Shroot top 10. Wednesday Adams, decent adventure for her today. Turd Ferguson dropped big time. I think he was top 5, flirting with top 5. Hank Hill dropped too. We saw him earlier. Billy Ocean dropped. I thought he was up in the top 10. We were running with Kareem earlier. He's dropped to P21. And John Wilkes Booth has dropped to P27. And we got Albert Einstein right here. This race, if it goes green, it'll be over in like 4 minutes. And yeah, the weirdo pit, like all the accidents caused this race were because of like the merging issues. I mean, we just have to suspend belief that you were just caught up in a wreck. It's just, it's totally random what happens at Bristol. You could be the best driver ever, and then Albert Einstein and Darth Vader get into it in front of you, fighting for position a lap down or something, and they wreck you.
20 more.
There's nothing you can do about it. So I think races like this and wrecks like this are why we probably could never do a buy-in thing. Everybody puts in $20 or $30 or something. Because people would get so mad with their money on the line watching this game, watching Albert Einstein just tombstone Newman into the wall. Oh, but whatever. And this is all on moderate damage. We'll run no damage for sure late in the season. And no damage at our Darlington we run too, because it seems like it has the same turn 3 issue that we saw. And it's a whole different Darlington track, but I think they used the Papyrus as a base, because I'm seeing the same issues in turn 3 with another little test I ran. So that'll be no damage as well. Tell you what, I've lost some steering here. I've lost some of my tires, so I gotta adjust my line a little bit. I don't like approaching these lappers with Conan O'Brien on us. Now wait a minute, Darth Vader was smoking but didn't DNF. What? Darth Vader is in the race, ladies and gentlemen. It must have something to do with moderate damage. I thought a smoking car was just, yeah, the truck. I thought that was Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. You're done. DNF. Guess not.
Behind your toes will be a flapper.
Albert Einstein making a move on his Campbell Racing teammate, Darth Vader.
Outside. Still there.
Campbell
All
Racing
clear.
definitely putting all of their money into Albert Einstein's truck going forward. Gritty and Darth Vader just aren't getting it done, even though Gritty has a win.
Behind your toes will be a flapper.
I
10
mean-
laps to go. This time by nice and smooth.
I don't know. It feels like I should be getting the extra bonus point for leading the most. That'll be great. I'm not seeing any pitters, any weirdo pitters late in the race. 'Cause we all pitted after lap 50. Pit window's around 50, so we should be home free. Controversy-free Bristol. Oh, and I don't think I ever mentioned no random caution this race. Goes without saying at Bristol.
Outside.
I'm guessing Miyagi is slow. I'm trying to remember.
All clear.
I remember seeing him get into something earlier. Or he got pounded by somebody, didn't he? Or he pounded somebody? I can't remember.
Five to go. Just keep hitting those marks.
5 to go, no problem. Wait a minute, Conan O'Brien's coming. He got held up by somebody now. He's coming again. I was taking it a little bit easy. No, Conan O'Brien's a lap down. What? Yeah, Conan O'Brien's a lap down. How did that happen? Or is that even Conan O'Brien right behind me? It can't be then. It might be Doc Holliday. No, what? That's Willy Wonka. What? Okay. Never mind. I have like a 3-second lead on Conan O'Brien, so never mind.
2 to go at the line. Stay after.
I don't know why I felt the need to bump and run Albert Einstein there. May have cost him a position.
That's what I'm talking about, buddy. White flag.
Checking the weight. I've never heard these spotter files yet on the new spotter. An actual white flag and an actual win here. Here we go.
Damn it, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Great job. You man, buddy. Oh, you guys. Way to wheel that piece, baby. So, brother. Great job. Great teamwork today, guys. Show me some smoke, brother. Show me some smoke. Good job today, guys. Good job.
You could be a little more excited than that, fella.
Good job today, guys. Good job. Drove your butt off, buddy. Good job.
With Ric Flair looking on from the flag stand. Let's have some fun. Oh man. This is
Good job today, guys. Good job.
this is all in the attempt to
Good job.
all my plan to save $10, man. I ain't giving away $100. I did have plans that anytime somebody won a race, like Joe Dirt won the race last time, I would go in and make him my driver and then go do burnouts at that track, you know, for the final shot of the video or whatever. So that's just the extra step I don't
Go
need to
get
do.
buddy. Good
So,
job.
big win there. All right, let's take a look at these final results. Walker, Texas Ranger. I called him out a couple times, and there he is, gaining what? Man, 27 spots? 27 spots during the race. Anything can happen at Bristol, and he's just lucking out. It's just freaking wild. Dwight Schrute with the top 10. Wednesday Adams with the top 10. Don't really say Matt Geiger's name much. I'm usually just calling out his trucks because Matt Geiger owns the Walker Texas Ranger truck too. So he's in the points lead. So I'm just trying to give everyone else some attention. Alex Trebek, a big jump over there in P13. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still on a cert. I mean, he gained a bunch of spots this race, and he was the big mover and shaker there on that first snapshot with me, just like I had assumed. And Bigfoot moved, and he's on the trajectory I like. Start at the back, work way up to the middle, and possibly win the next race. And that's something Joe Durton did recently too. Moving to the back half, Turd Ferguson finished P24 there. He was running top 5 for a while. John Wilkes Booth dropped. Who cares about Wonka and Pete Rose because they're not saving me any money. Albert Einstein, I thought he had moved up into the field, and I don't know, something happened. Oh, I'm guessing the thing with Newman messed him up, and we'll talk about that. And then 31 through 40, Bob Vila, another big drop for Dumb Man Low. Although he did have a good showing from Godzilla this race. Godzilla did end up finishing P11. And looking at the rest here, nothing really sticking out. Grouch, Oscar the Grouch was looking like he was going to be in good shape this race. Or no, actually he didn't. I just remember that I saw the something go on pit road. I caught it at the last second in the the live action pit stop thing. And then Newman did that, basically split the wall, split his truck in half. And that's something I'll ask the track creator about, the 2 pit lanes, see if he found a fix for that. But if not, like I said, I mean, just suspend belief, and that's what happens. We didn't have any actual wrecks because it's Bristol, or like we want cautions and everything because it's Bristol, but we don't get them except on the pit road stuff. And finally, the bonus points. I did end up leading the most laps by 8 laps, so give me all 50 bonus points this race. And could have had 51 if you look at the 3 fastest laps of the race over there. But I know for sure in the races past at this difficulty, I'm never at the top of the board. And I think that had a lot to do with that drafting distance thing I put in, where it slows them down so they don't go as fast. So it's just one of those little domino effects in the track INI files, which again I shouldn't do like I did a MIP series. I think during this next off season I'll do some track INI things because that drafting distance affected their speeds a little bit, and so I was able to top the charts. So that's something I'm actually writing down. I might have to up the difficulty for the next, make them faster for the night race. But Daenerys, Dorothy, and Walker Texas Ranger gets just a bonus point he doesn't need. This is unbelievable. And Godzilla and Albert Einstein tied for the next one down. But there you go. All right, that's it from Bristol. We'll be back. We'll be back at Bristol, Jack. Man, these videos are long. I just realized this is going to be almost an hour and 12 minutes. Because guess what? I'm spending 4 minutes at the beginning of the video talking about points, 5 or 6 minutes going through everything for the owners and everything in the back. That's what's adding to these videos. Because I'm usually trying to keep them near or under an hour. But who cares? Whatever. We're going to Portland next. Portland is a road course. I'm starting at the back, obviously. Just tune in to find out what I'm going to do with that, because I might do no caution or no, I'll put cautions on and just hope we don't get a caution, and then I'm going to do a competition caution midway through where I won't turn the randomizer on, but I'll be able to hit a button and turn the competition caution on, or competition yellow, just because some trucks might, get pushed off the track somewhere, and halfway through the race we'll just reset. And there's going to be no damage because there's a couple of real tight bottlenecks where all the trucks get into each other on the first couple laps. Or at least the first lap, but you'll see what I mean. And to spice it up, a bunch of new paint schemes three being shown off next race. Doc Holliday, Dorothy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are going to have new paint schemes, and I might throw one or two more in there. Maybe Dwight Schrute starts driving the Dunder Mifflin machine for a while, and those will only be for about 7 or 8 races, and then they'll go back to their usual ones. But that's it. Hope I was able to convey all the information there. The snapshots, I'm gonna drop that sponsorship on the snapshots so I can show more driver stats like I did this race. I was able to experiment with some more things because I didn't have as much time. I didn't have to spend as much time editing, so I was able to work on some other things. But okay, see you at Portland. Thanks for watching.